Hey guys, Captain97 again, once again with some new loot. This time, video game extravaganza. Starting off with Tales of Symphonia for the PlayStation 2. By far the one I was the most excited about. Tales of Symphonia, probably one of my favorite games of all times. I've been looking for an excuse to play it once again. And hey, what better way to do it than on the PlayStation 2 with most likely enhanced graphics, extra content, and voiced skits. You know, those little static heads talking without any actual voiceovers in the English version. Well, they are fully voiced in the Japanese version. As always, for Japan only. But apparently, Japanese aren't the only ones who are doing this. I bought Life of Pi recently for, as usual, university college assignment. Guess what? UK only. Well, bloody hell, I hope my English accent is convincing enough, or otherwise I'm in trouble with two major countries, old chap. Going on with the only Gundam game in the series I bought, limited edition Mobile Suit Gundam version 2.0 for the PlayStation 1. Ooh, limited edition, big box. What is in it? Excitement. We open up the box. What could be in here? Come on. We have Operation Manual. Essentially what this is it's a combination of a manual, an art book, and a storybook. You have pictures, story thingies, and here and there we have a few hints of how to play the game. Gunpla? Hey, relevance. The book is interesting. Then, what else do we have? Whoops. We have the game. Oh, look, we're already at the bottom here. We have postcards. Those are going to be a pain to get back together. White base, gems, Gundam, Zaku, another Zaku, another Zaku, white base again, yet another Zaku, more Zakus, a Dom, and white base again. Also, I believe these are the exact same ones as you get in the art book. Then we get trading card, new legend, begins. Ah, English always puts a smile on my face. And then we have stickers. I assume these are to put on the memory cards. And that is all. We also get, of course, whoosh. Yeah. Great use of space, guys. Great use of space. So yeah, that is quite literally everything we got with that limited edition. We got a bunch of cardboard. Yeah, going on with some more exciting stuff. I got the illustrious Pokemon Green and Pokemon Red. And also the original one. Also, let's boot it up. You know how I recently caught all 151 Pokemon? Well, I bought these, of course, second hand. Come on, boot up. And apparently the person caught all 150 Pokemon in 17 hours and 30 minutes. Fantastic. Also, for the people who think this is some kind of illustrious, super awesome, super rare game, I'll include a little bit at the end explaining a bit more about the origins of the original red and green version. To point out that it's not really such a fantastic game. Next up, we have a whole load of YuGiOh games. Duel Monsters number 1, number 2, number 3, and then we have 3 versions of number 4. We have Mega Ultra Chicken, Joey's edition, Slifer the executive producer, Yugi's edition, and Obelisk Tormentor, Kaiba's edition. You know what's fun about these games? They don't follow the rules of Duel Monsters at all. Just like the real anime. Yeah, this doesn't even have any trap cards, only has a handful of magic cards, and, well, actually, I said just like the anime, but these go completely against the anime. Remember how in the first episodes, Yugi teaches Joey that you have to combine your monsters with your magic cards in order to win? Well, fuck that logic. I mean, in these games, especially in this one, you can only play one card each turn, either magic or monster. Of course, that means magic is absolutely useless in this game, and this game fucking sucks. This game doesn't have any sacrificing, just like the anime, and here, magic cards are actually very useful for thinning out your deck. In this game, yeah, and yeah, I haven't really gone around to playing these games because I kind of got bored of it after this. So, in order to sum all these games up, screw the rules, I have these video games which do not follow the rules at all. Talking about games I don't want to play, you know what I really love? Games I can't play, such as Love Hina for the PlayStation 1. And the problem is, this sticker right here in combination with this warning. Sticker here says PocketStation. Normally with most games that wouldn't be a problem, but first a quick explanation what a PocketStation is. It is a little Tamagotchi-like gizmo, only released in Japan, and it's kind of like an add-on for most games. And it's really bloody fantastic. For example, with Final Fantasy VII, I believe it was, what you can do with this is, in order to hook it up with your PlayStation, you put it in the memory card slot, then you upload your characters to the PocketStation, and then when you're on the go, when you're on the train, you can train your characters, and you can get items and stuff, and then when you get home, you put it back in the PlayStation, you upload it, and your characters in-game get the experience you got. That is bloody fantastic. It's a real shame they didn't release it overseas, but apparently it was so popular in Japan they couldn't keep up with the demand in Japan, so they simply couldn't export any because they didn't have any. That's just how awesome this PocketStation thing was. Now, the case with the game is, most games have it as an extra, such as Metroid R, which I also bought. Not so with Love Hina. Apparently, all the gameplay, which you can see here, which looks fantastic, fabulous, gorgeous, takes place on a 2-bit gaming device thing. So yeah, the games, fantasy games of Yankenpon, which is essentially rock, paper, scissors, pretty much, and some 2 other games. Well, you have to play these games in order to unlock dialogue options on the PlayStation 1 game. And then apparently you talk, and then you unlock cutscenes? I don't know, that seems really lame for a game idea. Also, we have here adventure game. And I have to say, I was intrigued by the fact of making an adventure game out of Love Hina. But hey, it can be done. At one point they were stranded on a deserted island, right? But yeah. Also, I guess I should learn to read more before I buy something. ご注意! このゲームをプレイするにはポケットステーションが必要です. Or in short, warning, in order to play this game, you need the PocketStation. They go for around $30, needless to say, I went ahead and bought one. So yeah. Also, this one, well, apparently the games were so bad, this one is actually still factory sealed. And I get the feeling I might leave it in the factory seal, give this a spin, and never look at it again. And it's not over yet. I also bought Love Hina for the Game Boy Color. I really hope this is better, but in all seriousness, it can't really get any worse. At least I can simply play this. In all seriousness, cutscenes do look pretty nifty. So I do have a lot more hopes for that. Next up, we have Sakura Wars for the PlayStation 2 and also for the Game Boy. Haven't played any of these yet, but once again, they do look very promising. And all I can say about these is marketing works. Segata Sanshiro. In case you haven't heard of Segata Sanshiro yet, I suggest you look him up right now. He's like a Japanese Chuck Norris, only a lot better. Seriously. Yeah. It's a series I've been looking at for quite a while. I've always been interested in trying it out, and I guess now was the time to give it a spin. We're almost there. Final 2 games. Look! It's Nostalgia Rush! Now, I do have a very good explanation of why I bought these 2 games. My Japanese isn't exactly fantastic, and in order to keep it up, I figured, hey, Hamtaro is essentially a kid's anime. Yes, it is actually an anime. And well, I guess they won't use any difficult language in here, so it's a good deal to train my Japanese a little bit. I figured, so who knows? And from what I can gather, this is kind of like a game where you actually keep Hamtaro as a pet, and this is the one where you go ahead and kind of look for the other hamsters. I think you're kind of like trying to save them a little bit. So yeah, I really do hope these will serve their purpose as one, nostalgia, food, and also to kind of help me with my Japanese a little bit. So that's all for the games I got this time, and these are essentially going to be the games I'm going to be playing throughout the summer vacation. But first of all, I have to get through my exams. I have to get through my exams, and I'm already getting tired of them. Haven't even started, but hey, once you get through them, yeah, I'll look forward to a lot of videos. Oh yeah, they end on the 24th. After that, I'm gonna get a lot more videos, a lot more reviews. So look forward to that. I know I am, because I'm gonna finally try out all these fantastic games I got, and also some which aren't that fantastic. Well, that's all for this video. See you at the next one. Oh yeah, almost fully forgot about my explanation of why Pokemon Green isn't actually all that special. In order to do that, we have to travel all the way back to 95 when Pokemon was first released in Japan. So originally, they got Pokemon Green and Pokemon Red. But believe it or not, the original Pokemon games were actually pretty crappy and they weren't all that popular. Reasons being, number one, sprite art. Here we have the archetypical Charizard, the one we all know and love. We turn it around, and oh my fucking god, that thing looks hideous. And just look at the other sprites. Yeah, that should say it all, really. So yeah, let's stop looking at that. Big problem number two, there were a lot of bugs in the games, some game breaking. For example, if you all remember that you have to like fetch Oak's parcel and then you have to deliver it to him in order to get a Pokédex, but if you evolve your starter Pokemon before delivering the parcel, you cannot get a Pokédex, essentially meaning you cannot complete the game. Yeah, that's pretty fucked up. So these games weren't all that popular, but then in '96 they decided to make an updated version named Pokemon Blue. Essentially, they fixed up, well, they actually just redrew all the sprites, fixed the bugs, and actually made the game like it should be. Remember, '96, the American releases were '98. So at that time, there still wasn't any talk of Pokemon in the US or in Europe or anywhere else other than Japan. Then came '98. Pokemon was going to be released in America. And by that time, there were three versions. You had, of course, the bad red and green version, and you had the updated blue version. So what did they do? Well, they took red and green, red became red, green became blue, and they patched them up with, of course, the game fixes and the sprite art. Meaning that our red is the updated version of their red, and our blue is the updated version of their green. The reason for changing green to blue is, well, my guess is going to be, you know, the epic battle, red versus blue? Yeah, simple as that. Which means that actually, it wasn't green that wasn't released here, but it was actually the Japanese blue that hasn't been released here. Yeah, that's quite a mindfuck, isn't it? So, the illustrious green is actually the one that is released here. The Japanese blue nobody cares about is the actual one that wasn't released here. Other changes apparently include a redesign of the Cerulean Dungeon, which was for our releases because they apparently thought that we were too stupid to complete the original one. Fantastic. So, that's all that, and I think that pretty much explains why these two games, well, they're not really that special. Especially Green, a lot of rumors float around about this, but they're all just false. And coming to think of it, these were the ones that had the suicidal Lavender Town themes, right? I mean, I've played him a little bit, but I didn't notice anything at all. I mean, that's just... Don't be silly. Well, see you next time.